Chelsea against Manchester City in the Carabao Cup final. A huge game. A game that will show what our players are made of. A game that will show if they're cowards or if they're up for the challenge at a big club. A game that could also possibly decide on Maurizio Sarri's future at the club. To find out everything you need to know about both sides ahead of this cup final, be sure to watch this preview until the end. Hello there guys and welcome back to 100% Chelsea for my preview of the Chelsea versus Manchester City game in the Carabao Cup final, in the League Cup final, taking place on Sunday afternoon. And yeah, it is a huge game. It is a massive game. It is a game that I'm terrified ahead of. It is also a game that I'm very much looking forward to at the same time. It is a bit strange, although I'm definitely a lot more terrified than I am looking forward to it. And of course, this is the preview. There will be loads of other content ahead of the game. There will be loads of content after the game. There will be a review, fan cams, a vlog, all sorts of content. So if you don't want to miss out on any of that, please be sure to subscribe to 100% Chelsea. And let's also see whether we can hit 400 or more likes on this video. That would be massively appreciated. But now, getting into the video, but not starting it off by speaking about City, but instead I quickly want to mention this transfer ban for breaching rules of signing, of the signings of underage players that Chelsea were given by the FIFA today. Now, it is a transfer ban for 2 transfer windows, and Chelsea have already confirmed that they will be appealing the decision. Now, in essence, what that means is that we are very unlikely to be banned this summer, even though the initial ban, the initial punishment is, a 2 transfer window ban, that wouldn't be this summer and next January. But because of the appeal, that will take time. The process of an appeal against such a decision takes a lot of time. And we will, because of that, most likely be able to sign and register players this summer. The transfer ban is most likely to come into effect next January, if you will. So, I just want to clear that we are very unlikely to actually not be able to sign players this summer. That is very unlikely to happen. By the way, a cheeky plug, I also touched on that at the time looming transfer ban in the video I uploaded a couple of days ago on my own channel, and I'd really appreciate it if you could head over there and watch that video and also subscribe to my channel. The link to my channel and the video is in the description, or click the card up there. I would massively appreciate that. And of course, also the Europa League draw took place, the Europa League draw for the round of 16 that took place earlier. Obviously, the guys did a live stream. And from a sporting perspective, it is a decent draw against Dynamo Kiev. We are, of course, the clear favourites, even if we have to play the second leg away from home in the Ukraine. But yeah, there's not much more to say. We are the favourites. It's not a great draw for fans, but it is a decent draw on a sporting perspective. But yeah, that is enough talking about other things, and now actually getting into the preview of the League Cup final between Chelsea and Manchester City on Sunday. And obviously, we only played City 2 weeks ago, and I spoke to them in detail, obviously, in the lead up to that game. Now, in that game, they obviously absolutely spanked us 6-0, showing that they are very, very good. But we showed that we can be very, very bad, and that some of our players have the concentration span of an infant, especially certain players for certain goals that we conceded. And it is as simple as that. Manchester City have unbelievable players. They're tactically almost perfect. They're extremely fit. Like, they don't get tired towards the end of games like some teams do. And in all honesty, they also scare their opponents, which automatically makes their opponents worse, because you're so scared of making mistakes that you're a lot more likely to make mistakes, if that makes sense. So playing against City is always difficult, especially when they just beat you 6-0 2 weeks ago. Now, since that game against us, City have played 2 games. We've played 3, they've played 2. A 4-1 win over League 2 side Newport County in the FA Cup. Pretty straightforward. And then on Wednesday, they beat Schalke 3-2 in the Champions League. And that was a very dramatic game, actually. They were 2-1 down. They had a man sent off, Otamendi was sent off, and then in the last 5 minutes, basically, they somehow managed to turn it around and 1-3-2 with an unbelievable free kick by Leroy Sané, and then a late winner by Raheem Sterling. So fair play to them for that, I guess. But yeah, now we are here ahead of the League Cup final, and the one question that there is, I guess, is how good of a team will Pep Guardiola field in this, game in the final? That is always a bit of a question. Will they prioritise the league? Obviously, they play West Ham on Wednesday. In the league, will they prioritise that? I don't know. Last year, in the League Cup final against Arsenal, when they beat them 3-0, they did pretty much field their strongest team, except that it was Claudio Bravo in goal instead of Ederson. So there is a chance that they might put Muric in goal, who is their second choice goalkeeper this season, ahead of Ederson again, but possibly field pretty much the strongest team again. Although there is a difference compared to last year, as last year they played the Champions League game, in the round of 16 in the first week, and this time they played in the second week. So last year they had the week ahead of the League Cup final off, and now they didn't. So maybe that will affect, Guardiola's team selection for Sunday. We'll just have to wait and see. But, against Man City with the squad depth they have, we shouldn't expect to play a weak team. In his press conference today, Guardiola said that all of the previously injured players in Benjamin Mendy, Gabriel Jesus and John Stones are getting better, but he couldn't say whether they'd be able to feature on Sunday. He just doesn't know yet. That's the thing when you have a game on Sunday and the press conference is on Friday. You're just not 100% sure. But he also said some other very interesting things about Chelsea as well. He was asked whether his situation in his first season at City was similar to Maurizio Sarri's situation at Chelsea right now. And Pep said it isn't similar at all because his club, Man City, always trusted him. There was never talk of if he doesn't win this game, if he doesn't win this many games, if he loses those games, he will be sacked. He said there was never talk like that. My club trusted me, and there was never any, talk about that, even basically when he lost 4-0 to Everton, for example. And he even said, that's just Chelsea, basically, because even when Conte won the league, he, named that specifically, even after Conte won the league, once we had a few bad results at the start of the next season, there was already talk of Antonio Conte getting sacked. So, he was at the time thinking, what the hell is going on? He just won them the league. Why is there talk about him getting sacked? So, there is, and he does make a fair point with that. There was never talk about Guardiola being sacked when they had bad results, and Sarri won the exact same number of games, at this stage in his first season as Guardiola had in his first season at City. Of course, he was in the Champions League and the Europa League, I understand that, but still, it's not that bad. Do you know what I mean? Even though we had some bad results, it's not that bad. And he also said something interesting in the sense of that a lot of people don't seem to understand Chelsea and how good Chelsea are. That's what he said. I mean, he said even when they beat us 6-0, that we were very good, basically, just that we made some ridiculous mistakes. Plus, they were clinical. And he's, to be honest, not completely wrong with that. I mean, we were shocking in that game, but we were 4-0 down within 25 minutes. And 3 of the 4 goals we did concede were very easily avoidable. I mean, Alonso with that mistake, got a whole team with that mistake for the first goal, and then Barkley headed it back for the 3rd goal. Aguero, in the meantime, with an absolute screamer. And then for the 4th goal as well, the Gündoğan strike, we could have closed down better. Kepa could have done better. So once you're 4-0 down with basically 3 mistakes and then 1 screamer, well, it doesn't really matter how well you play. You could actually be set up well. You could generally play well. But if you do that, you're fucked anyway. It's just as simple as that. I'm not saying we played well, but it wasn't as awful as the result made us look. Just those particular moments were extremely horrendous. They didn't outplay us for all of those 4 goals. We made mistakes and basically let them score all of those 4 goals. But at the end of the day, they are still the best team in England. They have the best squad in England, and they will be unbelievably difficult to beat. And to be honest, I'm not giving us all that much of a chance, but it's never over until it's over. And to be honest, that was really it about City, but there is actually no press conference by Maurizio Sarri today, or there was no press conference by Maurizio Sarri today. I mean, the cup final was previewed after the post-match press conference last night, so basically they split the press conference in half, but there is a press embargo on the preview bit until 10:30 p.m. tonight, so only then will we find out more about that. If there's anything interesting, follow us on our social media, on the channel social media, on my own Twitter and stuff, Last1507 on Twitter. If there's anything interesting, you will find out on there. But Sarri did say a few slightly interesting things, let's say, post-match last night. First of all, he did say that Christensen, Emerson and Callum Hudson-Odoi all played very well last night, which I can agree with, except in the first half an hour because everyone was shocking there, and said that they are now ready to play with consistency. Although I actually think that he might have meant they are now ready to play consistently, which would make more sense. Let's hope he stays true to that. Let's hope that means Emerson starts on Sunday. Let's hope that means Christensen starts on Sunday. Let's hope Callum Hudson-Odoi starts on Sunday. They probably won't, but that's what he said anyway. But, there is not that much to speak about the press conference. It was mostly about the Malmö game, and that's not what we're here for. So let's talk about Chelsea. And obviously getting into it, starting it off by speaking about the lineup. And as is reported, Kepa missed the game yesterday with a hamstring problem, and it is reported that he will face a fitness test on Saturday to see whether he, has been able to recover from his injury and will be able to face City on Sunday. Now, obviously, if he has been able to recover from it, if he will have been able to recover from it, he will start, and if not, it will be Willy Caballero. I really hope that Kepa is fit because I think he's crucial to our game, especially when, the opponent presses us. It is so important for us that our goalkeeper has a good range of passing on the ground and long balls as well. It is really important for us. And then obviously, it is going to be a 4-3-3 formation. It is going to be the same system. There is going to be a regista. We're not going to change it. There might be small tactical changes, slightly, which, would be good, but I don't see a need. I still don't see a need in changing everything because that just wouldn't work. We'd just run into another absolute hammering. Not that we mightn't, anyway. But a back 4, in my opinion, should be Azpilicueta on the right, Emerson Palmieri on the left, and a centre-back partnership of actually Andreas Christensen and David Luiz. But what we're going to get, I'm pretty sure, is Azpilicueta, Marcos Alonso, Rudiger and David Luiz. I'm not saying Rudiger is bad, but I just think Andreas Christensen has certain, characteristics to his game that can be very helpful against Man City. Yes, he isn't as quick as Rudiger, he isn't as strong as Rudiger, but his anticipation of games is very, very good. His anticipation of games is so good. He knows where to be. His positioning is very good. And I think against Man City, that could be very helpful. And obviously, we need David Luiz. Like, without David Luiz, we're always screwed anyway. So, David Luiz has to play. Then coming to midfield, I mean, obviously, Jorginho and N'Golo Kanté will play in their respective positions under Maurizio Sarri as the regista, as the deep line playmaker, and at right centre midfield for N'Golo Kanté. And then for the left centre midfielder spot, well, I mean, like I said in the last video after United, there's no lesser evil there. Both Barkley and Kovacic are shocking in that position. And Ruben Loftus-Cheek, even though he came on last night, I very much doubt is fit enough to, start against City. So it will be, either one of the two. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be Barkley for the simple fact that, Kovacic played the full 90 against Malmö last night, while Ross Barkley came off after around an hour or a bit more than that. So, that just leads me to think that it's going to be Ross Barkley that starts the game, but it doesn't really matter. Whether it's Barkley or Kovacic, they're both not very good in that position, so we're just screwed. We don't have anyone good enough in that position until Ruben Loftus-Cheek gets fully fit again, and then gets a couple of games in that position under his belt. Now coming to the front three, of course, Eden Hazard is going to start on the left, and Gonzalo Higuain is going to start up front, as they should. And then on the right wing, well, that's the big question, isn't it? That's the big question. Will Callum Hudson-Odoi start? No. Will he be on the bench? Hopefully. But I just can't see him starting. He should start, and I would like him to start, but he just won't start. Then the question is, will it be Willian or Pedro? I mean, Pedro obviously missed the game last night due to illness. Will he be fit in time for Sunday? We just don't know. At this stage, we just don't know. I mean, even if he is fine again by then, illness can take a lot of energy from the body. So probably not the wisest idea to start him in the first place. So it probably should be Willian. And it should be Willian over Pedro, whether Pedro is completely fine or not anyway, because Pedro just doesn't warrant a start at the moment. He just does not. And Willian, he did all right against Malmö. Of course, I would still prefer Callum Hudson-Odoi, but Willian certainly warrants to play over Pedro at the moment. And like I said in the intro, Sunday will show what we are made of. Sunday will show what our players are made of. Sunday is not about Sarri. It is all about the players. They need to show what they are made of. Are they going to be petrified and nervous of getting another hiding? Or are they going to step up and play for their own and the club's pride? That's what we're going to find out on Sunday. Are they going to have ridiculous lapses of concentration again? Or are they going to realise and know how much depends on this game? Because, reports are saying that if we lose this game, Maurizio Sarri could be sacked or will be sacked, which I'm not sure whether this transfer ban situation changes that, but that's what the reports were up until last night anyway, which I completely don't understand. Why on earth are we, kind of depending Sarri's future on a kind of irrelevant cup final against a team that is much better than us? What? That doesn't make any sense. Like, if he was sacked because we lose to Spurs on Wednesday, that would somewhat make sense because top four is important and, Spurs are at least on a similar level to us when Man City are way ahead of us. Like, why should we sack him for losing a cup final that has no impact on what Sarri's main task for this season is, which is making Champions League football? That doesn't really make any sense at all to me. Whether those reports are true or not, I don't know. But a lot of people have been saying it, so I just thought I'd mention it. It just doesn't make any sense to me. To be honest, I am terrified that the players are going to be terrified against City, and that because of that, we're going to be battered again. Maybe not 6-0, but I'm terrified that we're going to be battered again because we could barely handle the pressure against Malmö for 30 minutes. I'm not talking about the pressure from Malmö on the pitch with their pressing. I'm talking about the pressure that is just surrounding Chelsea Football Club at the moment. We did not do anything. We did not move. We could not get out of our own half. Of course, not helped by the fact that we had to make changes. Kepa wasn't playing, Luiz wasn't playing, Jorginho wasn't playing. Yes, but also those players that played should easily be beating Malmö. And, we struggled so badly in the first half an hour. And to be honest, we're lucky that Malmö didn't score. And if they scored, the game might have been completely different. So I'm very much so scared that similar things are going to happen against City. And if we play against City, even for just 5 minutes, like we did against Malmö for the first half an hour, we will be absolutely battered. If we do that for 5 minutes, we'll be 5-0 down. Because that's how bad it was in the first half an hour against Malmö yesterday. I mean, for that not to happen, like I said again, it's all about the players. No matter if you're worse than your opponent, no matter your system, if you are concentrated, don't make mistakes, plus work and try harder than your opponent, you can beat anyone. Chelsea Football Club have proven that, and numerous times. You can beat anyone. So let's fight. Let's just fight together. Let's not boo our manager. Let's not boo our player that turned down Manchester City for us. Let's not do that. Fight together and just try to win. Try to win. I guess it went 4-0 down, 3-0 down or whatever. Fair enough. But up until then, let's just fight together, and why not somehow make the almost unimaginable thing happen and beat Man City on Sunday? Why not? Because let's not forget, as badly as it was 2 weeks ago when we lost 6-0, we already beat them this season as well. But yeah, to be honest, that's really it for me. Leave me all of your thoughts ahead of the game then in the comment section below. Leave me your score predictions, leave me your predicted lineups, leave me the lineups that you'd like to see start the game. All of it down in the comment section below. Like I said in the beginning, let's see whether we can hit 400 or more likes in this video. That would be massively appreciated, so please be sure to smash the like button down below. Of course, don't forget to check out my social media, which is Laos57 on both Instagram and Twitter, as you can see over here, and also the links to both of them are down in the description. And like I said already in the video, please be sure to subscribe to my channel on YouTube. That would be massively appreciated. Click the card up there, or the link is also down in the description, so please do that. And of course, you know, this is 100% Chelsea. Everything you want to know, everything you need to know ahead of Chelsea games, after Chelsea games, all bit of Chelsea content that you need. You know, if you don't want to miss out on any of that, please be sure to subscribe to 100% Chelsea, and also don't forget to hit the notification bell button and choose to be notified about all uploads so you don't miss any of our future videos. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'm terrified, but also excited for the game, and I'll see you next time.